Hello, hello, hello. So RocksAlot, and I am late, but that's okay. Made it. So, a few different things to do today. Got some turquoise. Gonna do a little bit of opal, and then maybe we'll hit an agate. Not sure on the agate part yet. But yeah, it's been a long week. Actually, been a long weekend. Things happening here and there, life things, and then I went to a basketball game today, which helped break those life things up a little bit. Hi there, welcome in. And I think first off, we're gonna go. Well, I want to get this one cut. Where are we? So these are some of the ones that I may get cut today. This one, and this one. And maybe this tiny one. Possibly. This one I cut last week, and I got the little nugget piece off of it. Where is it? And it turned out really nice. Is that it? Yeah. So that turned out really nice, and the way I cut it, it's going to end up being pretty thick. I'm going to take off that bottom, and let's see what kind of shape it turns into. But that's a definite high possibility. That is the Campitas Alpine Village lookalike, as this might be, but I don't think that's Campitas somehow. Looks much nicer than that. And then we started an opal. Shoot, it's been 4 weeks, I think. And so I have two in here that probably aren't going to cut anything. And I got one in here that we started. Had a few little sand spots left on it. And I think I'm going to dop that up. Kind of like that backside too. So it's going to be a two-sider. Looks really nice. So I'm not sure which side to do, to tell you the truth. But I think I'm just going to round off that top. Going to put it on a dop stick, round off that top, bring in these little pieces of sand, and hopefully get rid of all the sand, and then we'll go from there on that one. And then we'll do the two little ones that probably won't give us too much. And I think we're going to start, I'm going to save, well, you know what, let's get the opal dopped up. And to do that, I'm going to take all this off. Like that. We'll do it over here. That was one of Don's agate pieces right there. That was the jeweler's agate. So we're going to do that one for sure. We're going to do this one maybe. We're going to... yeah. Let's leave it like that. Let's get the opal out. And we'll get this dropped up. It's just so I don't leave wax everywhere. Oop. Let's see what kind of stick we're going to use on this. It's pretty small. So let's find a small dopper. I think we'll use this one right here. This almost looks like I'm organized, but I'm really not that organized. So I'm going to leave this back the way it is for right now. Excuse me. And it does have a few little speckles of sand in the bottom as well. Oh, we're going to drop up on that side. It should work. Dopping wax. Lighter should be in my pocket. It is. So we'll get this dopped up, let it dry up a little bit extra, and then we'll come back to the opal and finish up with that. Oops, that was not meant to happen. That is hot. My finger's wet. A little bit on the opal, not too much, just enough to heat it up a tiny bit. That did not work. I did not have enough wax on this one. Alright, change your plan. Ow! It's hot. Let's try the other one. That one didn't have enough wax on it. So, making a mess. A little bit of water. It's not my best of late, but it's going to work. Hey everybody, welcome in. Sorry, I'm trying to dop an opal through the phone. Dopping is not my biggest skill in the world. Hi there. Hey Hoss, how you doing today? Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's by the time we get opal, they're pretty crappy, to be honest. This material, I spent some money on this, and I'm doing okay with it so far. Like the next two that we're going to do, in fact, while this is drying, we'll do the other two. And it's not to disappoint you guys, but it's to show you guys what can happen. So it's a mediocre to low grade looking knobby. And hey Jim, how you doing today? Hey Casey, welcome in. And yeah, you just weigh this up just so we have an idea. But there's a lot of sand in this one. I can do it that way, that's fine. Thanks for the thumbs up. So this is 1.5 grams, which is what, 7.5, a little over 7.5 carats. It's got the white cap on it. Does not have the black background, has a bit of a gray patch on the back. But as you can see, there's a lot of sand there. And of course I forgot my specialty flashlight, but it's, let's see if this will work. Let's see. Yeah, it's not gonna work very well. But so it's got a color bar in there. We'll see if it cuts anything. I'll be very surprised if it does. But Haas, like you're talking, so I got this in a bag of knobbies. Some of the knobbies are good, some are completely blank. That one that we just dopped is probably the best one so far. And it'll turn out nice and get close to getting, maybe, I don't know, maybe a third of my money back on that other one. So Opal's tough unless you have it in hand. So that's wet. It's got some color in it for sure. And we're going to go in and take the edge off first, bring it in. So I like this side obviously to bring down as the face. Hopefully there's some black on the other side of this gray. And I'll be surprised if we get anything out of it. I'll be very happy if we do. Alright, here we go. A little bit of noise. I work on a Diamond Pacific Genie, and I don't need to start on that 80 grit, so we're going to start in the middle, which is a 180, I think. Get some extra light in there. I'm going to back you up and then bring you forward here. Like that, so I can actually see what I'm doing. I got to be a little more careful. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, a bug already. Just going to go around the outside real light. Let me get a quick picture of this one. So 14 carats just over. See if we can get something out of it. Not taking off very much. It is pretty hard, so that's a good sign that the material's pretty hard. But as you can see, it's just sand layered on sand. I see getting a little bit thicker there, and I see the bar there. So let's just bring that color in there. So it really depends on how far in that sand goes. And let's keep going around. And I don't have my proper pinpoint light out here, so if it gets a little questionable, I will stop. Not to have you guys miss out on it or anything, but just precautionary. Okay. So, got a bit thicker. This side isn't crazy bad. Let's see if that'll come in just a little bit more. Been a while since we've done some opal on here. Hi everybody, welcome in. You see the color there. You see it at the very top up there. That sand seems to be coming out there, and then to plotchy right there, huh? There's a lot of sand there. Let's try coming around this edge. Got some color to it in there. Now let's take this thick piece out. I really have to bring it in until it disappears almost, so. Not far to go. It's really pretty good, I'm surprised. So, it has a little more potential than what I thought when we started. trying to get this far side here to join together. Yeah. So the color came around that corner right there. It's looking darker in there, which is good. And I gotta get this out. It might come in all the way to there on this side. Hey Yogi, how you doing? That Opal guy, welcome in. Sorry, its little toilet got retracted. I think this, I'm not sure if this is an old stash or what I got from Claude. I gotta go check the bottle, it's inside. And Yogi Wifey in here too. Thank you, Boo Boo, appreciate it. Been watching you guys from this show. You guys did great on the show, and Yogi showing all the fossils. I love to see all the big fossils. That is something we kind of have around here. But it's nice to see them all put together at the show. So yeah, it was fun to have you guys go around Tucson for us. If you don't know Yogi's channel, please go over to his channel. Alright. Augustine, welcome in. Snowball, welcome in. It is a fun little knobby. I'll be, from where we started to where it is now, I'm pretty happy. So I'm just going to keep going around this edge a little bit more. Might just touch the back just to see if it changes color from gray to a darker gray. And then this is where we're going to come down from, because you can kind of see the color coming through the top. I just don't know if it's going to be thick enough to truly be able to cut anything. I don't know how far that sand goes in there, and we're still working on this one right here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it clean before I start taking off the top and bottom. Which is a shame, because if it came clean, then we'd be able to do it. Look how thick that is on this side. So I think I'm going to start taking. Let's have a little peek. This is going to be the bottom, but I want to take a quick peek to see if it has any darkness to it. And it has not changed color yet. I really don't want to go through that, so got a little bit darker in the middle. It's so thin that for right now I'm going to leave it, and I don't know. Let's take this top off and see what happens. We'll see where the sand is. It might go all the way through. But either way, it'll have some color to it, even if there's some sand left in it. There's showing some color there, so I've got and clean from here. Almost to here. Let's pick this down here. This is the thickest part, and and the most sandy part that I'm on right now. It's not looking good right now. Rolling it a little over my finger. Nothing yet. So that cap is still pretty thick. Nothing poking through. Still nothing. It might disappear here. Oh, it's going to be very thin. Come on. Okay, so we have a little patches starting to come through. I could go on the other wheel and be a little more aggressive, but I'm going to take my time. Thank you for holding on. Hi everybody, I didn't know that many people were in. Welcome in. Really late today. We had a bump in the night last night, and then went to the basketball game this afternoon, and we lost that too, so you know, it's been an odd week. Okay, so got some color in there. It's looking really nice. I got that sand right there, but what I have to think about is, see how that goes there to there on that sand? I have to think about, if I lose like all of this, can I get just a tiny little stone out of there? And so now I need to think about capturing, even though it may be extremely small, it might do something. Can I roll that edge over and still catch some color in it? I don't know. Let's keep peeling this off a little bit, I think. Sand's not going to disappear. I really need this area here to go clean, and I'm not sure it's going to. Move on to the... Oh shit. Alright, well, I just lost that stone. I have zero idea where it went either. Oh, I got it. Oh my goodness. Don't know how that happened. That was close. Let's bring this in down here. I don't know. I didn't even know it had gone before it was gone. So I'm going down to this one. This is a 280 grit, but it's a little more forgiving. I mean, it's got more grit on it than this past wheel, in that it is a newer wheel, but it will also help round off the edges a little bit better than doing it on a straight metal. I just need something to open up right here. It's not doing it. Thank you, Yogi. Hey, Leah, how you doing? Yeah, Dremels always help. And yeah, I'm taking this a lot slower than most people would. Let me get that out. Can that top little this color may disappear really quick if I go too far. Bring it in some. And bring it in on this edge to see if it at least gets thinner as we go towards the middle of the face. So this is what I'm trying to get rid of, but that goes pretty deep there. You do see a little bit of black right there. That broad flash up there is super nice, but I don't know how much of this right here is going to come out. As you can see, I'm trying to maximize what I do have. That looks pretty good. Pretty promising right there. Pretty promising right there. It's really just this big patch on this side that's working. As I brought that in, that looks much better and more likely to come out. So let's see if I can get those out now. Almost done there. I don't know if you can see, I'm actually turning the stone slightly. I don't know if you can see down the bottom right here next to my thumbnail on this side. You can see that sand coming in there at the bottom. So let's bring that in. I don't have to get rid of it, but I think it may just make it cleaner. See how that popped up right there? But I think I'm almost through it. And by doing that, I may be able to get out that little striper right there. I'm almost to the point I should be going to a drop stick. Middle does flash. It's definitely a broad flash in the middle. This is where I wish I could do what Justin does, where he just rolls it along his finger. I cannot do that yet. And that's where a drop stick would come in handy. So, got some color under here, but that's pretty deep. And I may have to bring it in. This will change its shape a little bit, but okay. That took quite a chunk off. Good. No, there's no color under that. So it went black, but it brought the pot shift higher as well. Tricky diggy. Thank you for all the hearts right there. So yeah, it lost its color in the middle except for on a broad flash. Still there. So it is there. It's like a... So normally when you talk about doing a fried egg on a stone, normally the color would disappear from the outside and you end up with just the color on the inside, and so that's not bad. You're welcome. Thanks, Jesse. Hi, Train. Penduli. Hey, Deborah. Welcome in. Thank you. I'm going to put this on a drop stick now. So we pretty much got that sand out. It's going to be tiny. Let's see what we're down to here. Then we'll work on the other one. So this now weighs, we went from 14 carats. I'll be lucky to get one. Oh, I lied. Wow. I tell you, opal online looks so much bigger. So this is 0.025 grams, so it's 2 1/4 carats. I mean 1 1/4 carats. Is that right? Let me do that again. Boop, boop. Yeah, just over 1 1/4 carats. So I'll be happy with 1 carat out of that, but it can make a nice little ring stone. But it needs to be dopped before I take off the rest of my fingers. Let's put that one in there so I don't lose it. Then Let's finish off this one. Actually, we're going to do this on the other wheels, so I need to do something else so we can get onto the other wheels. That was a pine cone. Make you jump. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing all right. No, it's not labradorite. It's opal. So we're gonna do that one. Let's do the big chunker, and then we'll do that one as well. So I got two nice pieces of turquoise to do. This is the Campitas Alpine Village lookalike, and we're gonna try and do something with this one. You can see where I did that cut. I did it because there was another nugget up here, so I just chopped the nugget off, and hopefully I'll be able to get a decent stone out of this. So let's go moving on that. Thank you all for being here. It's very much appreciated. A little late today. I had a friend who had, how can you say it, a good but bad diagnosis. So they found a small growth on his pancreas. It is extremely tiny. They don't know the results of the biopsy yet, but they will be going and taking it off and going into chemo, and it's it's a lot. And I feel for everybody who has to go through anything similar. Yeah, so just thinking about my buddy. And cutting rocks helps me, whether it's work or life outside of work. This is really good for mental health. So if you need a substitute for something else you're doing, pick up some rocks. Let's get this one going. I appreciate that, Jed. So, yeah, I go on usually a little bit earlier. The reason I do it, I go to work in the morning. So, just bring this all the way in. Let me get my mask on real quick. So one thing I've been noticing when I've been cutting some of this stabilized material outside is the spatter ends up on my glasses, and it almost sticks on there like an epoxy. So if it's sticking to my glasses, it's definitely going in your lungs if you're a cutter. So please, take precautions and wear a mask. So giving it a semi-flat bottom right here. Wow. Wow. Look at that. That's the bottom. Wish I could make that the top, but we're going to bring this one down from here. Bring this in a little. So we're going to go around the edge right now, just to see what sort of shape it's going to be. Hi everybody. Yeah, wipers would be good, but I'm saying it's epoxy, and I have to take like a Almost like a denatured alcohol would break it down on my glasses. Yeah, just be careful. Yeah, be careful, but also appreciate the people that are out there cutting. You know, between some of the fibers from like Petersite or from Tiger's Eye to Bumblebee Jasper, these all have negatives to cutting them, but once they've been cut, they have no effects on anybody who holds them or anything like that. So just appreciate what the cutter goes through to get you some of these beautiful gems. There we go. That's what I want right there. Bring this in just a tiny bit more to get some height. All right. This is a pretty piece. Let's start folding this over the top here. I may leave it higher on one side than the other. There it is. Thanks for all the thumbs up there, I really appreciate that too. If you're new to the channel, I come on live Sundays and Thursdays. Sundays I'm supposed to be on around 2 and Thursdays around 6. It moves around a little bit. Mostly due to me having a good time, so it's not a terrible thing. Like today got moved. I got a call at like 10 o'clock last night asking me if I wanted to go to the ladies basketball game today. And the game was at 2 and we got out of there and about 3. And I was up and live by almost 4 o'clock. So yeah, I'm usually on a Sunday and Thursday. Hey Roltz, how you doing? Thank you for that. Yes, Nebula, it is. Gorgeous turquoise. I got lots. This just happens to be some of the higher quality. It's almost like red web. Beautiful. Beautiful mixed web on this one, really. But definitely one of the better pieces of late. Alright. Look at that. Alright, let's move on to the next wheel. That's gorgeous. Oop, here we go. Just around the edge real quick, clean it up. it flat here in the middle. Do a rocker. It's not too bad. It actually looks pretty good on the back. So, now the back's done. I'm going to take off this really sharp corner that's on the bottom. Let's go this way. And that just helps anything from either tipping or splintering out or going down a formation line. And it also helps whoever sets it that it settles down in the setting well, because any lumps of extra solder that were left over from putting on the bezel. So I try to cut as if I was silversmithing, but I'm trying to cut most of my stones so that they are easier for a silversmith to set. Even though I haven't done a lot of silversmithing myself, I do kind of know what they're looking for, or what makes it a little bit easier. Because if a silversmith or a jeweler has to take your stone and recut it, that's extra money and extra hour time that they had to put into it. That they would appreciate it if you cut it to where they would be able to set it more easily. It saves them time, it saves them money, and I can only assume that if I do that, they are more likely to come back to buy more. That's just my train of thought, though. I might be completely wrong. Thank you, Jeff. Hey, Repsy, how you doing today? So, pretty stuff right there. Hey, Adam. It's some turquoise. It came out of the Campitos bag, but I'm pretty sure it's not Campitos and it's Alpine Village. And I gotta double check that it didn't come out the Chilean bag, but I'm pretty sure. I just have to go back in the video. Because we cut these live out on the saw last week, I guess Thursday. Yeah, Thursday was a fun live. We did some cutting outside. It was beautiful weather. Did a couple of the Swazi agate. So, a Swazi agate you would think would come from Swaziland, but it doesn't. It comes from Mozambique. I've got a few of those that Dave sent to me last week. It's looking really nice. I'm going to make it a little bit higher. So I think I'm going to do that on the next wheel. Yeah, that's looking really nice. Ooh, sorry about the back and forth on that one. Let's go to the next one. And this triple cat had a bit of a rough night last night, and she's doing okay, but we're keeping an eye on her. I don't need to go into the details. Let's just say her bont's got a bit of a bang, and one's very fun. We're doing a bit of the waggle. And just sort of rolling it back and forth around the outside of the dome. I'm actually moving the stone around to my left. What is that? Well, it could be, depends which way you want to look at it, but slowly moving around and doing the back and forth at the same time. And that just helps me get all the surfaces right, and it helps me dome it up into the middle. Alright, that's starting to look a little metallic to it, which is nice. See that in there? So that's cool. I wonder if this is going to start flashing over here. See that right there? Oh yeah, hopefully this starts flashing out a little bit of metal. Now we'll just add to it. So a really nice dark, blacky kind of matrix with polyhematite. And then if I can get a little bit of shine on it, that'll be awesome. Alright. Like I said, I'm going to try and bring this, I need to even up my girdle all the way around. I know that sounds like I'm a bit of a cross-dresser, but not yet. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Yeah. Got its hipper and me getting a smack in the back of the head. So, even the back's beautiful on this. So let's get this even all the way around here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. I guess you can. Just blending in that top edge of the girdle. Just blending it in. I'm going to make sure it's even all the way around, so that when the stone's set, it looks like it's sitting evenly. That is nice. Sharpness up that bottom corner. I'm going to do a quick draw right here. I'm just going to go from the middle up in the top here and draw it out to the edge. I'm going to do this pretty softly, and while I'm pulling out to the edge, I'm slowly turning it to the right this time. I don't know why, but I am. And so just drawing it out real soft to the outer edge. And I'm just feeling for any facets, which I don't really have. There's a little bit here. Really soft. Nice. Let's check that girdle. Pretty good. Comes up a little bit in the middle of each side, but that's okay. So bring it down just a tiny bit. Same right there. And same here. We are good. Alright, super happy with that. That's a lovely piece. Really lovely. Welcome in, everybody. Oops, sorry. So we'll wait for that, and we'll do that on the next 3 wheels. Now, so that goes in here. That's 1, 2. We're going to do. That one's put away. Let's do the last piece. Now this one I do know is the Campitos Alpine Village. So it's Mexican, stabilized. Already cut a few pieces of this. Oh baby, sorry, just waiting for my camera. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody. This is fantastic. Thank you, Deborah. You are Joy, welcome in. No, sorry, I'm just waiting for my camera here. That should do it. There we go. I know. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. There we go. Sorry, just getting a before picture. It takes a little while sometimes. You have to wait every minute to take a picture. All right, let's get in on this one. I'm gonna straight in with the 80 grit wheel right here. I'm gonna make that disappear. A little extra water because of the stabilization. And go around the outside. There we go, bringing it in. Now this edge is a little thinner than the rest, so I'm going to bring it in a bit further than you would expect. Quick peek, that's good. There's a little rough spot right there, so I can bring that up a little bit, but I'm going to have to bring it in a little bit as well to get rid of that. Still pretty rough right there, and I got to get rid of that because it's going to undercut the stone. So I could just bring it all the way into there. Actually, what I'm going to do is bring this angle halfway through that cut right there, and then I'm going to angle this one halfway through that cut too. About halfway through it. And that just gives me a slightly better shape than I would if I just rounded the whole thing out. That's just my opinion. Good, Joe? Alright. Still there, though. I've got to round it off some. That's almost gone. I can bring that up. So sometimes to clean up stones, you got to take off quite a bit of material in other places as well. Doesn't feel great, but cleans up the stone. Alright. It's going to get pretty thin over here. So that's going to be the height of the whole stone. Minimum, and in fact it goes down pretty deep in here, so I might end up with a little crater in here. I'm pushing pretty hard. The material is stabilized, so I don't expect it to break anywhere, but it is possible. Especially now I'm getting a lot thinner. Yeah, you do. And it's not even symmetrical necessarily. It's just giving it what I call pleasing angles. But look how that dips down in there. And that's all got to go. Now with turquoise, you could be a little more lenient, because I could leave some of that rough in the middle. I could come back in with a Dremel and polish that out. But I don't know, we're gonna see how low I gotta go here. Going on all four sides right now, coming down to that cave, that crater. This is the third side. I'm going to do the fourth side, and we'll take a look. Because I have a feeling, well, no, okay, well. So my other option, hi everybody, welcome in. So my other option would be to actually put some backing on this side and roll this side, and I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So I'm going to actually switch sides of what is going to be my top. I like the webbing on this better. It's still got that little crevice, but that'll round out. So I don't really like changing my plan halfway. And I'll tell you why. So, because I already started cutting this side with the face, it meant that I already started making a girdle at this angle. So now, to get this as the face instead, I then have to re-angle it, and I end up losing more stone. So, do I keep this side as the face? Or do I switch it? I think I'm going to switch it. Yeah, I just like the webbing on this side better, that sort of more pure floret in the middle looks better this side, so that's what we're going to do. And here we go. I'm changing it. Bring that down. It's going to get really thin. And bring that down. It's done. I'm getting really thin now. So there you go, how thin it went, and we're going to move over to the next wheel. Hi everybody, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I really truly appreciate it. You have no idea. Like, we've had a pretty shitty week, excuse my language, and just to have so many people in watching and sharing is it's actually quite an honor. And it's good for the old bonds and how you think about the not so good things in life, and having all you here really, really helps, so thank you. Plus I'd be doing this anyway, and I'm just happy to share some of the skill that I've picked up over the last 4 or 5 years with everybody else. And it's really nice to see everybody in the thank you, Jed. Well, Jed, we have some we have the quarter-mile races coming up soon, locally, and so the quarter-mile track, you know, you have these motors, these machines going down the track at over 300 miles an hour. You definitely got to wear earplugs, but I might go out this year. I haven't been out there in quite a few years, and they have some great cars to show off while the event's going on. and it supports the community locally. So I mean, I used to go out there. I used to work it. Shoot, I'm talking. I don't know if any of you know who John Force is. So John Force was like in his 30s. Sorry, that's funny to me, but if you know who John Force is in quarter mile track, and I'm not a big, huge car guy. I enjoy them as art forms, and I enjoy it as speed. You know, that adrenaline. But yeah, I used to work the Winston Cup Lounge back in the day, and I'd be allowed to go down on the track and stuff. It's pretty neat. And somewhere in my wardrobe, I have like a white Winston Cup golf shirt that I went down on the track with it, wearing it, and was in between the cars when they were burning their rubber before they did their races, and it's still got all the rubber in it from back then. Yeah. Well, I don't think he wasn't a kid. He's quite a bit older than me, but it was just a name to throw out there that some of you might know. But yeah, I'll probably do a couple of videos from that, I think. Don't think the puppy will be coming with us, though. And you definitely have to wear headphones or earphones or ear protection. Alright. So while we were talking there, sharpen it up a little bit more. A little bit of a different shape. Not completely symmetrical, but got some nice angles to it. And yeah, so it was that webbing, or that webbing, and that webbing with a little bit of a crater in there. So let's go over to this last third wheel here. I think we'll do one more piece after this. What are we on? An hour? We could do maybe one more piece after this, and then I want to hit these three. Yeah, we'll do one more, and I'll do these three, and then we'll do the opal to finish up as well. Oopsie, not good. I don't know if you heard that smack against the geyser. So I shouldn't redo it. So this sucks up water because it's air pushing through here, and it makes the water spit up on the wheel, and it just stops all the silica from going into the air, and it therefore protects me from getting silicosis. Basically what it does. I don't mind having that little crater on the back. It kind of gives it that little extra look, if it's an open setting, of it being natural. So it's a natural stabilized stone, it's not dyed. Alright. Feels pretty good. Beautiful color. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate you coming in. Hi, Ruth. Safa, welcome. We're going to do one more. You know what? We're going to leave it at these three. Going to move over to the other side here, and because I want to spend a little bit of time on the opal, and then we will do the zam on the 2 pieces of turquoise. So we got 3 wheels to do over here, and let's get that tight. I don't want to lose it. Come on, click one more time. There you go. So we're going to go through with the turquoise real quick. Then we're going to hit the opal. Maybe finish the opal on the cerium. Then we'll take the two pieces of turquoise and finish them up on the zam. So yeah, we got some good stuff ahead of us here. Get a little bit of coffee. I can pretty much take my mask off, because this is the 600. So that's the 600 grit, 1200 grit, 3000 grit, and then on the end I have some cerium wool pad or felt pad. Just get a little bit of coffee. Really? That's super cool. Ruth, did you pick it up at all? Or does she have her machines that you could maybe get started on it yourself? It's really good for your mental health. I don't know if you need, not that you need any help with mental health, but it's really good. It's meditative. Whether you're doing it live or you're just doing it by yourself at home. So yeah, it's a great little hobby to have. It can be a little expensive, but you can always join your Gem and Mineral Society, local one. That always helps and gets people started. You might be able to get a try on a machine here and there, and then you can go from there. Hey Kirsten, how you doing today? Kirsten is a silver miner. Not really, but Kirsten has a wonderful reselling channel. Super deals, but she gets some of the highest quality silver that you can probably get in the whole, maybe in the world, not just the United States. And if you do like jewelry, you should absolutely go to her channel and subscribe. Yes, if you just go watch a couple of her lives that she has up, or even some of the shorts that she shows, you'll absolutely understand what I'm talking about. And yeah, just super nice, super couple. So let's get going on this one. This one's looking, I'm very happy with this one. So it shouldn't take long. Just going over what we've done already. We might need a little extra water. It's easy, Kirsten, when you're telling the truth, you know. Like, one of the great things in life. You don't tell fibs, you don't have to remember them. And honestly, like, if it weren't for some of the resellers, I don't think my channel would be where it is today. They're all just super kind, very welcoming, and you know, even if you just go over to their channels and lurk a little bit, you can learn some really good tips and history and educational stuff about jewelry, just from the items that they have. And so yeah, there's Kirsten over at Kirsten Red Resale, and then you've got Christy over at Ladies Who Loop. You have Tanya at My Jewelry Addiction. Please go over and see Jody at Jody's Jewels. You have Haley if you want to go over to Haley's channel. There's Jason Adams, and then one of my super favorites is Wendy over at Wolf Walker Collectibles. In fact, she's probably on today. So yeah, go check out Wendy at Wolf Walker Collectibles. I know she went to the Tucson sale, and She should be on this evening, I think. Hey Steven, how you doing today? Got some decent stuff. We get the good stuff when you're not here. Now look at that. Steven, did you see Betty Rocks Betty had a really good resin video that she put up. She showed how she did her Larimar frog, which came out really, really good. But yeah, it was some super little video that she did. But yeah, right now just going over everything we did. I can do little touch-ups on the top of the girdle right here. It's not taking off too much because we're on the 600. Yeah, Larimar, believe it or not. So she did a resin Larimar frog. It came out really good. I think she had a couple of things that she would have done a little bit differently, but I think with a few little changes here and there, she could almost perfect it. And I don't think she's trying to fake it anyway. It was just a really neat little piece that she did. Actually, she's got a bit of a frog thing going on. This is Turquoise. This is Alpine Village. And this one, if we can get it close, this one has the metal, should start polishing up. I know there was metal right there, so let's do the drawer out. So it started off something like that and became that. So that's pretty good. We got a little bit of a facet right on the top of this stone. But what's good about it being on the top of the stone, it means that I've gone everywhere else around that facet, which is really what you want to do. I'm just drawing it out. Wow, yeah, it's gone. I'm just going to blend that top line in. So we're going to do this other piece of turquoise. You know what? Maybe we'll do the turquoise and the turquoise, and we will come back to the opal and do the 3 wheels with the opal to the finish. That's what we'll do. So after the zam, don't leave. If you want to see the opal. If you don't, you can come back. I'll put it up during the week sometime. Hey Vulnerability, how are you doing today? Yeah, let's show my soft side over here. Nothing wrong with that. Let's do a quick dry check on the back. Actually, let's do a quick dry check on all of it. So, let's just see what we got here. Make sure we don't have any major scratches going on. Color's fantastic. Wow, that's to the 1600 and look at the light on that. That's great. Let's go in just a tad. See that metal right there? That's going to, I believe it's hematite in the cracks. Could be copper, could be pyrite. I don't think it's pyrite. That's pretty good for 3,000. Still under the 1,200. There we go. Coprolite. Yeah, I got some. It's all hidden right now, but I gotta bring out the giant dinosaur dung clock. And it's really like, looks like a giant cow pat. And then somebody sliced it in half to make bookends out of it. But I see a lot of copper light out there, and copper light, and this one just happens to have like the perfect formation that it's self-explanatory. Let's go around this girdle again. I'm excited to do this opal and get it finished up, because we started it probably 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago. This is not opal. Well, the blue in here is copper. The hematite's usually dark and black, so and then often there's pyrite in here, or it can be pyrite. Very occasionally, and I haven't had a piece, but it can be, you can actually get silver and gold in turquoise. Real silver and real gold, and not just saying pyrite. I have never come across a piece like that. I would love to. But it is possible. Alright, I think we're on to do a quick draw from the middle while turning it. That's good. Move on to this last wheel. Yeah, she did, Stephen. Yeah, gluing those eyes in to begin with, that was the new part to me, actually. So really smart to glue those eyes in first. There's some forethinking there, and yeah, it came out really neat. Like a little tree frog, or big tree frog, I should say. This is a Diamond Pacific Genie. You can hear a little rattling going on, which is, I don't know if it's part of the motor. Actually, we think it's part of the bearing. And I do need to do a good fix on it. But it's been a fantastic, this machine is over 25 years old, so it's either from Y2K, so the year 2000, or just before in the 90s. And it's been through a lot, and I can't imagine how many stones it cut prior to me getting it. And then I've cut hundreds of stones in the last 4 years on it myself. And it's needed some maintenance, but it has a Boldor motor to it, which has a fantastic reputation. But I think the prices have just gone up from like $2,600, and now they're all the way up to like $3,000 for a brand new one, that is. Plus a brand new one with 6. No, we're still living in it, Stephen. This year hasn't ended yet. Man, I wouldn't have any gray hair. We're the ones that made it. Wow, that back's gorgeous. Definitely an open setting on this one. Yeah. 3,000 grit. And we'll do that other piece of turquoise. Zam those up to finish them up. And then we're going to do the, we'll do the opal to get it finished up. And I thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. If you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and subscribe. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. And if you do subscribe and hit that notification bell, you get notified within about 2 minutes of me going live. And then you also get to see the shorts and videos that I put up during the week. And I'm going to leave it at that. And if you're just watching, that's cool. Thank you. Alright, I think we're good. I don't want to overdo this. Let's do this one. Let's run through this one. Taking off just a little bit of the sharpness on the corners right now. And I gotta come up with a silversmithing project. Otherwise I'll keep kicking myself for not getting started. Get the back real quick. Get that bottom corner. And we are moving on to the next wheel. Okay. Wow, I got 90 thumbs up. That's fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you. I have no idea, Steven. I got so many stones at this point. I could make a mural. Like a giant, I need like a, I don't know, a 48 by 24 sheet of silver. Maybe I could do a giant mural with like a copper sheet backing and silver bezel. And just do a full-on poster-sized frame and put up on the wall. Not a terrible idea. I don't think I've ever seen one before. Yeah, I love that too, Ruth. So some of the pieces, some of the silver that I've bought over the years, I mean, a lot of it I've traded back in for money at this point. But some of it I just buy flat little trays or flat little, nut dishes and things. It's hard to come by now with the price where it is. But to reuse them just for their flatness as backing or sheet backing, which they put out so many little silver nut things from the 50s and 60s. I'm not too upset about reusing it for jewelry, but I was finding I could find little bits of sheet within sort of silverware and tableware that it was cheaper to buy it that way than to buy it sheet from Rio or somebody like that. But the repousse or repousse, I could never get myself to scrap. I have sold a few pieces, but it's just the work in it, the intricate work in it is just amazing. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it would take, I mean, so that, I would think, what, in a 48 by 24, that is a lot of square inches, but let's move over real quick. Let me do a quick dry here. Quick dry test. That's the dry test. I don't see any major scratches in there, and it's looking pretty good. So let's go up here. Okay, so I'm sort of looking for my cerium oxide at the same time here. What is that? 20, it's 800 inches. I don't know, so it's like 900 square inches, somewhere in there. 964 or something like that. So I would need like at least 700 stones to fill out the whole frame. I think I could get there almost. That's if it was a stone per square inch. Now I am looking, so we're talking about Betty and her Barrymore frog. I do have a couple of frog projects in my head as well that have been there for a long time, using some of the stones that I have. Which may be a mix between, well, maybe a mix between everything. Turquoise, agate, petrified wood, opal. Okay, I think we're almost there here. Oh, now a little piece of that. Oh no, that was there. I was gonna say that dropped out, but that was there from the beginning, which is why we changed sides. So this was gonna be the face, and because of that little piece right there, I changed it to that, and I like the matrix on this side better too. All right, let's go over to the Zam. So we're going to examine these, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the opal. Let's try these out. I think so. Let's take a little ride here. Undo you here without losing you. Nice. Nice, nice. Hold on 1 second. Oh, we got some of last week's left over here too. Yep. So these were some we did, was it last week, I think? This one was neat. That's the stitch tight. STICHTITE. They came in fantastic. So it's is it Septarian that's been replaced. That was the number 8 we did. That was the fox we did. I actually really like that. I got some more of this material to do. Then this was a piece of Chilean. I don't think I did short on this one yet. And then we're going to do these two right now, and then go back to the opal. So let's get this piece done first. Actually, we're going to put some Zam on. So this is the Zam. It's a chromium aluminum oxide wax. That's what most people use for phosphates, which turquoise is a phosphate. No, don't do that. And we're just going to charge, quick charge. Yeah, the purple was fantastic. It was super nice. Quick charge. It is a lightning ridge that I have that we're going to finish. It was a little knobby that we had. So this is just to show the light at the beginning, so you can see the reflection of the light and how spread out it is. Ooh, sorry about that. And let's see if it makes a big difference. So I always do the back first, and just to do a double check, make sure it's not reacting with the chromium or the aluminum in the wax. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hot wet, welcome. And there you go. So you can see the difference already. So that's pretty good. Let's do the edges. So these are two of the nicer pieces of turquoise we've done lately. And we each have different types of favorite. I think there's a few pieces of turquoise that, you know, everybody loves. But then not everybody loves number 8. I'm not sure everybody loves, you know, pure fox, or these days anyway, pure sleeping beauty. I do. All right, let's get the front done. So all a personal taste. Look at that flash on the back there already in the light. Alright, I think we're good to take a quick look here. Boop. Look at that. That's beautiful. Really nice. Super, super happy. That's a gorgeous piece right there. Okay. Let's try this one. This one's going to polish up really nice. Thank you, Ruth. I really appreciate you being here today. So this one polished up pretty well on that 3000. Just looking at the light. Let's see how we do. So back first. And that little pocket on the back may collect a little bit of the wax. Check. Wow. Tink. That's so nice. See how it collected a little bit in there? But it actually brought the color out a little bit better too. Alright. Thank you for being here on your Sunday afternoon or your Sunday evening. There's not too many sports left, so come watch the RocksAlot. Why not? It can be a sport sometimes. I tend to lose a rock or two. We go flying off of here, and then we go on a hunt. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Pow. That's so nice. What a beautiful stone. Beautiful, beautiful stone. Alright, so that's those two done for today. And then we're gonna go, let's go do that opal. Isn't that beautiful? Nice high dome to it. That's gorgeous. This one, look at the blue on that one. Really nice. Thank you for all the thumbs up. We just did 100. Really, that's fantastic. Thank you. So let's get one final picture of that, and then we're going back. And let's turn that off. Actually, well, yeah. Let's just get a quick picture of this one. If you hold on with me. Come on, camera. Alright, last one. 1, 2, 3. Bingo. Let's take all these stones back over. I'm going to take you back over. I'm going to hit the opal. See how well it comes out. We've got 3 wheels to do on the opal. We dopped it up at the beginning. And get back into this one. Squeeze. Nice and tight. Alright, let's have a look at this opal. Hopefully it's going to stay on this stick. Because I don't really want to lose this one. It's pretty. So it's got a little bit of sand left in it. So opal's such a hard thing to capture on these. Let's go in like that. So don't believe that's there. But there is a little bit of sand here, that's not really sand up there, that's already been taken care of, that's just my dust. And the other side is also a beautiful opal. You can't see it because we're dopped up on it, and all that dopping will come off as I redo this on the wheels here. But you can see it does have a few little facets in there. And I'm hoping I should be able to get them off on this 600. May take a little bit longer, but it'll be a little bit safer. So now let's take a look at this wet. Dink. And see how we look. Look at that. Beautiful color all the way around. And I just need to shape it up a little bit better. Get those little bits of sand out, and then we'll polish it up on the cerium. So let's give this a go. Hit the thumbs up if you like the opal. Alright. Get my coffee. If I go a little quiet, please understand, I'm just trying to concentrate. Yeah, I don't want to screw this up too bad. And here we go. I can bring you in a little bit closer here. So just sort of testing to see how quick this 600 is taking off the top. Shape. Alright, let me get my jeweler's eyes on here as well, because I need to look at this pretty close as well. So you may see me take this up screen from time to time. It's just so I can take a good look at it. Just sort of bringing the top edge down to try and make it even all the way around. I think I could take it back for a second too. A little bit of sand right there. May bring it in just a tiny bit just to give it a good shape. Wow, it's so dark. But all that dark has color in it. It's pretty amazing, actually. It's getting there. It's taking a little while. But that's okay. I almost want to take it to the other wheel just to shape it up properly, but I'm doing it off camera. Kind of see what I just did. Sorry, I'm doing it off camera. Alright, I don't want to be on that too long. So just giving it an even shape. Now you can see my girdle all the way around. The height is pretty much the same all the way around. And yeah. Okay. Now we're going to clean it up. Wow. That was gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Okay, now I got it. All right. Not pretty. Pretty. Hey Clive, how you doing today? Ulrich, welcome in. Ruth, Harper, okay. Yeah, that's nice stuff. So Steve, I think you were in when we started to cut this one down. It's been 5 weeks or so. And kind of been prolonging finishing it up. I'm not really sure why. It's so nice. I guess I wanted to dream about it a little bit longer. I'm going to make sure I get all the facets out on this wheel. Pitch is almost there. Yeah, I have some chocolate opal as well, Ruth. I think I got to bring that pad in. Man, I can feel it as well. There's just a little bit of a facet right here, if we can see it. So right on the edge. I'm going to make sure that I'm not feeling make sure I'm not feeling so it's a little off, right? And I think some of that has to do, and some of it is the wax underneath. So let me undercut the wax. There we go. So yeah, the chocolate opal isn't the easiest thing to work with to get a clean stone either. It can crack a little bit or splinter. So all the sand is out. Stone's not bad. There's a tiny little, see that little sandy spot right there? Little cheeky weeky. So it's gonna roll out. Rolling over the edge. Gotta be careful, I'm a little off center on my stick, and that can cause issues as far as looking at the shape. Look at that. Look at that. Lovely. Let's go over. Hey Stuart, how are you doing today? We are getting some close-ups on some opal right here. And I'm going onto the 1200 grip. Alright, and then let's roll over that edge. All the way to the center. Even from the side view, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Looking pretty good. Now, I know that the bottom inside this wax is actually has a very light dome to it. So this setting may be for a prong setting, but it would have to be somebody that really knew what they were doing, because you don't want those prongs to pinch your stone. Alright. I think I'm good. I think we're ready to move on. I think we're ready to move on. Look at this. It's dry. I'm going to take it really close. Let's see if we can do it on the phone. This is where I get scared because you start to see cracks at the end and stuff like that. So that right there is just dust from my shirt. Hi everybody, thank you so much for being here. And that is just a little extra height. The stone actually is underneath that wax right there. I don't see any sand spots anymore. Maybe down this end, but very happy. Hey Connect, how you doing today? Stan the man in the house. I'd love to be in New Zealand. Let's move over to the 3000. Sorry, we're pretty close on this one. Gonna let you see how it's coming along. Let's do this. So yeah, New Zealand is close enough to Australia. I mean, it's still a ways, but you can still take some trips over to Lightning Ridge or Queensland and get into some of the Boulder and Tupakitis up there as well. But then New Zealand's just a Absolutely beautiful place. Something I've admired since I was a kid. I forget the name of the television or the TV program we had as a kid that used to be based in New Zealand with the Maoris. And then, of course, playing rugby most of my life. Not most of my, that's not it. Most of my young life, I played rugby. So, mad respect for the All Blacks. I would never cheer them on. Well, I would cheer them on if they were playing like France, maybe. But I played serious rugby up until I was 18. I guess I got out of it a little bit, 17, 18. Then one of my uncles was a coach up at Wigan in the north of England. It's off on shape a little bit, but that's okay. I could bring that edge in. Am I gonna do it? Let me see. Actually, it's okay. I'm gonna leave it. Sorry about that. Making decisions in my head and not letting you know. So happy to have all of you here today. Thanks for sticking it out. We've been on for, well, we're almost been on for 2 hours, and it's been a great live, which is a fantastic end and beginning to my week. The week's had some highs and lows this week. So as long as I get this without it falling off the Dopping or flying off when we're doing the cerium, it'll be a good week. This is a really pretty stone. Look at that, got depth. And I happen to know that color goes all the way through to the black back. That dome looks pretty even. No, I'm not too unhappy with that. And yeah, once we get that off the drop stick, we'll straighten out the back. But that will be another time. But we are going to do the cerium on this one. Golly, don't do that. Now I got to check it. It's just on the plastic, but scare the living daylights out of you. See where it's scratched? Woo-wee. That was close. Look at that. So I opened my big mouth, but it scratched down there and missed the stone. Alright, I better concentrate here. Slowly turning it over now. Changing my angle as I come over. Into the middle. Around the top edge. Bringing it into the top of the dome. And that's it. Let's do some cerium. So let's see if I can move you here. Maybe. Sorry if you get some funny angles here real quick. Not too bad. Let's go like that. Like that. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. A little bit more of this way. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's hold on to that. So that's the light. And I am going to put fresh cerium on it. So I actually like this better than the orangey yellow cerium. Just find it polishes better. Maybe that's just a personal choice on my own, but so let's get some water on here. This pad I have impregnated with cerium in the past. Get it nice and wet. A little bit coming from underneath. Going to add a little bit to the pad. And then going to add a little bit to the top of that too. That should do it. That remind you of anything? Sorry. Let's finish this stone up. All right, Stephen. It is winter time. That's what we're talking about. Winter time. You see my older cerium starting to combine with the white cerium there. I don't want it to get too hot. Get the top done, the dome. All right. Oh, shoot. That should be it right there. I'm going to come back over to the middle here and we'll take a look. All right. Let's go back over. Come on. There you go. Stretch it out. Nice. Okay. Let's turn that off. Bring our light back over. And let's see how we did. And let's do it dry. It's a pretty stone. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Let's get it super dry here. There's a gorgeous stone. I'm so happy with this. So, so happy. Let's get the proper light for it to bounce. Oh yeah, let's turn this one off. Very, very happy. So There's a beautiful opal knobby, or was a knobby. It's now a beautiful bluey, a little purple in there, but blue. Stunning. Stunning, stunning. So let's get a picture of that one. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I've been waiting to do this one for a while, and it's come out fabulous. And I hope you'll join me for some more in the future. And where are the other two that we did today? So, 1, 2, 3. Pretty nice combo right there. What a great Sunday. So, thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to the channel, I come on live Thursdays and Sundays. Sundays around 2, even though I came on 4 today. And thank you, Jed. And Thursdays, I usually come on around 6 o'clock. And yeah, this is a great outcome right here. So a good finish to the week, a good beginning to next week. And yeah, please come join me next week. Hit that subscribe, hit a like, it all helps. If you just want to come watch, I appreciate that too, I really do. You don't have to comment or anything. I just appreciate you being here. So thank you so much. See you probably Thursday, if not before. I hope you all have a wonderful week. And in the meantime, go ahead, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of yourself, okay? I really mean that. Take care of yourself. All right? Love all of you. Thank you so much. Cheers now.